Welcome aboard, all you wonderful groomers, pet stylists, and canine cosmetologists. You found the Traveling Groomers Podcast, where we discuss lessons learned from mobile and house call grooming. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Bear Anthony. Any moment now, we'll be joined by my co-host and friend, retired mobile groomer and educator extraordinaire, Mary Oquendo, and very likely a special guest to help us chat about all things grooming, grooming industry related, and just plain fun digressions that I will totally wrangle back to topic. Grab those travel mugs and climb aboard to see where today's topic will bring us. Let's roll! Pet Edge is your provider for professional grooming supplies at great prices. Check their website often for new products, sales, and special offers. For a limited time, save 5% off your order with promo code TRAVELER5. Find what you need to succeed at petedge.com. Hello, Mary.
Hello, Chris.
All right. So, hey, you know what today is?
What's today?
Today, we record episode number 318 on February 11th that will be airing on March 4th.
March 4th?
I believe so.
All right.
We can go over the dates
when
when we... Oh, it could be March 11th. I was trying to multitask. So we got a 25th. It's March 11th, right before Groomed.
Yes.
Woo! Okay. So you know what that means?
What does that mean?
That also means that that is right about a month before April 15th.
Yeah, tax.
I know. It's the most awful time of the year.
Which is why I hire someone to do my taxes.
Oh my God, yes.
Okay.
Oh my God, yes.
And I'm just going to say it loud and proud. My taxes are off at the accountant. I'm done. I'm just now waiting for him to send it back so I can check it over. And we're done. I have no idea what weight is off my shoulders.
You know what? And I am very happy for you. You know, with the state of my taxes,
No, what are the state of your taxes, Chris?
I will be filing an extension because one of our other topics today, besides taxes, is balance and preventing burnout and having a work-life balance. So for me, taking that task off my shoulders right this very second, when like lots of other stuff is going on, is a weight off my shoulders.
Okay. You know, I had a client who was an accountant for a big, huge firm in New York City, mostly corporates and stuff like that. Do you know maybe how many years behind she was filing her own personal taxes?
Oh my God, I'm terrified. Like 5, 6.
5 years. She keeps filing extensions. She says, I don't have time to do it.
And honestly, it's a little bit of my theory when you're dealing with accountants. It's kind of like their Christmas rush, like for us. So if a handful of clients go, nah, I'm going to be on a cruise or I'm going to be on vacation that week, we can do it in January. We can pick it up later. It's not a big deal. We stick with our regular schedule and I will see you in January. That's fine for me. So I know accountants work their tails off between now and April 15th.
Yep. Because there's corporate taxes that are due on the quarter.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, when I tell you how light I personally feel right now, that is totally off my plate. It's joyful. All right. So I will be smiling about this for days.
And while I understand that completely, because legit, I just rearranged my kitchen and I put up an air fryer that I probably purchased sometime between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Maybe before Thanksgiving. I don't know. It just got put up now. I felt joyous for that. But at the same time, if I tried to, as much as getting a task done is just awesome, it makes me feel phenomenal. Putting one more task on my plate with that hard a deadline right now would have the opposite effect on me. And
Hey,
that's okay too.
now just so you know, your air fryer, make sure you keep that unplugged except when you're using it.
Okay, doke.
Okay.
Okay. Por qué?
Because it's one of those things, when it goes bad, if it's plugged in,
Mm,
it'll burn your house down. Keep it on,
okay.
keep it unplugged.
That's probably goes for a couple different appliances we use, honestly.
Yeah, probably, but in particular, air fryers. With my last air fryer, I always kept it unplugged. And I went to go use it, and I plugged it in, and it started to smoke.
Eh,
Yeah, that was like,
eh.
and I use my air fryer. I use my air fryer a lot. Literally, that was like for dinner. And the next day I went over to Costco, got another one.
Yeah, that's where we got ours. That's why I think it was in the between Thanksgiving and Christmas because they had a nice new one
Oh, I
that
didn't even care how much it cost.
was on
I need-
sale and yeah.
I needed the air fryer.
Yeah, we use ours a lot too. Because I hubby does a lot of hash browns for me in the morning, and it's just way easier to do in the air fryer than the oven.
It's
And
best in the oven. No, that's another thing. And the one I have, I don't know if it's the same one you got, but it does air broil, air fry, air bake, whatever. The
I
air
haven't
broil,
even looked at any of that yet. I just he's been using it. I just set it up.
the air broil is awesome.
Yeah. Do you put
Not
liquid
having,
in there or like a little more oil or something?
I put a little bit more oil on the food,
Okay.
but yeah, it does a really good job without broiling in your oven, which makes a disgusting mess.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. That makes sense. So, what are the things besides have a good air fryer not plugged in can we do for our business taxes? What are the things, some of the things we should be looking at?
All right. Well, so when I first started my business, there was no software. There wasn't. Or the software that they had was basically glorified Excel sheets,
Yep. That you have
which,
to plug everything into by hand.
yeah, so I was always paper. I tried QuickBooks, and QuickBooks and my brain do not work well together. Whatever. But FreshBooks does. So now that I'm doing my books, I'm literally semi-retired at this point, truly semi-retired, where I don't have to do my books every single week.
Mhm.
Every other week is fine. Right. Um, and it's just when you can do plug and play like that, um, it's so much easier. And what I like about the softwares that are out there, it categorizes things for you.
Yes. Yeah. And you can see, and QuickBooks does that for me because my brain likes QuickBooks, but it can auto categorize. So you
Mhm.
categorize one thing and it'll go through everything there and future ones and
Yeah.
categorize that all correctly for you.
So, um, and that was also on my task list this week, Chris, to do my books and to do my house taxes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. The last task of the week for me, both of them. I knew they were sitting there the entire week. Yeah, that's a Wednesday problem. That's a Wednesday problem. That's a Wednesday problem. But, Wednesday comes along.
Yup. Yup. That's all right. I got some Thursday problems that can't be rescheduled, but they're Thursday problems.
Okay. So if you're not certain, first of all, what you can claim as taxable expense, there's a publication, IRS, oh my God, 535. 535, I think it is. Chris is going to Google it and make sure I'm correct.
I'm Googling it now.
But it's a list. It's like 64 pages long. It's a list of all the expenses that the IRS accepts as business expenses. Right? So go through that list. There might be a couple of things that you're missing off it. I claim also home office, but my home office, all right, what categorizes it as an office is it's actually separate from my house.
Mm.
There is
they have discontinued publication 535 business expenses. The last revision was for 2022.
okay.
Below is a mapping to the major resources for each topic. For a full list, go to it's oh God, that's not English.
All right. So when Chris starts talking, I'll go and I'll see what I can find out. Right.
They do have like if you just like all I Googled was IRS list of acceptable business expenses. So that will bring you something in the IRS website, and they have all kinds of topics and what publications, like deducting business expenses, business use of your home, which is important for a lot of us because there are a lot of groomers run a salon out of their home. Rent, employees pay, a lot of really, really good resources. I know we tend to think of the IRS as the big bad boogeyman.
Right.
But I'm not going to say that that's not true. What I am going to say is if your taxes are done incorrectly, it makes more work for them. So they don't want to do more work and bust your balls. I mean, is there one sadist working in there? Maybe. I can't say yes, I can't say no. But in general, they want to put everything out there so you get it done the first time to make their job easier.
All right. IRS publication 334. Right. Anyway, but getting back to the home office. All right. I don't claim heat or anything on it because I don't have a separate heating. I don't have a meter. Okay.
Mm.
This is not the same thing as the other publication, but this one is has a whole thing on business use of your home. But here's the thing, there are certain things that will flag what do you call it? An audit.
An audit.
Right. And one of the things that flags it, if you don't meet the requirements, is a home office. Because a lot of people claim home office when they're not meeting the requirements of it. Okay. So publication 334.
What are the requirements of a home office? I just asking Google.
To claim it as a tax deduction. So, anywho, moving it along. All right.
Moving right along, it is time to hit our very, very first button. I lost track of this in the riveting world of taxes. Okay, you know I love my Evolution swivel shears, and you even know that these customizable shears come in non-swivel as well. But did you know that they're the only ones I've been trusting my sharpening with for around 15 years, and that's how we met? What? You haven't tried their sharpening yet? If so, send in your next batch of sharpening and you'll get one shear sharpened for free with a $75 order just for telling them where you heard about them. Your shears and blades will thank you. Wow, Mary, even I sometimes forget the video editing I do because I'm sitting here and like, yeah. I'm like, nobody's going to see this. I'm cutting. What? Sorry, a brain. Didn't want a brain right then. But yeah, they're strict. There's strict issues on on what you use your home office for. Like if you just have office space, like here's my desk. I use this as an office. I occasionally do stuff in it now, and it's not gonna count. It's not gonna count. You've got to actually use it for an office. They want to make sure.
Yeah. I hold classes in here.
Mhm.
There's nothing else in here except for office stuff.
Office stuff. And is it detached from your home or attached?
No, it is attached, but there's a separate door going into the house, and
Yep.
there's a separate door coming into, so you can see it. That's
Yep.
the interior. I mean,
So
exterior coming into the interior. And the other door's over on that side.
so same here, honestly. But
Talk, maybe able to take that space.
yeah. And here's where, and I know I've said this before, I know I've talked about this before, but it honestly bears repeating. Your time is valuable. And the way I was raised, my mom always did the taxes. And I knew when tax day was happening, she would just work on it all day and she'd be at the kitchen table with a bunch of papers and coffee. And I was to stay the fart out of her way, all the way out of her way, because she was good at it, but it was not her favorite thing. And it was difficult and stressful and took most of the day. And this is what I kind of learned taxes was. And,
Okay.
and I'm not the most math centered person. So when I got married, I did my taxes myself. And you know what? And I used a program and they have, thank God we had computers. Because if I had to do it mom's way, I would have hired an accountant from the get. But they had fantastic programs now. They have TurboTax and they do have stuff, I'm sure, for small businesses. But once I started my own business and I went, I could take an entire day and work on this,
Hmm.
or I could, for the about the same amount as I make in a day, pay somebody else to do it and get that time back for myself.
Yep.
Take my money. Take my money.
I don't even not even care or ask what he's charging my accountant. He sends me an invoice and I pay it. And I just look at it this way. Besides freeing up my time. All right. I hate it is, and it's not like I can't do it, but whatever it is in my brain, I want to do things that are financial in nature. It's one of the requirements. If you put me on a board or something, do not make me
Make me
don't
the
not
treasurer.
make treasure.
Don't know. Oh, New Jersey is so lucky that we have a great treasurer who like thinks in spreadsheets. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. She's not allowed to move or leave the state or leave grooming.
Yeah, we have the same thing
She's not
for the
allowed.
pet style. It's really fun. Amanda is amazing. I will
Nice.
protect her with my life so that she can always be the treasurer and
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Although I will ask how much my accountant charges because I'm not a baller like that, Mary. I'm not.
I
I'm
don't
I'm not a
care. I
baller like you.
don't
I'm like
care.
I gotta really. My budget squeaks.
Okay, I know. But here's the thing. I look at first of all, give me back time that I can use that time to either enjoy myself, you know, how that whole work-life balance. All right.
Uh-huh.
But he's gonna get me, he's gonna do it better than me. All right. So what I pay him, all right, is more than gonna pay for less taxes for me. So I'm okay with it. But mostly because I don't have to do it.
Yeah. That's
And honestly, at this stage, if my accountant says, "Oh, you know, this is the last year I'm going to retire," I'm going to be like, "Gee, Chris, this means I have to fully retire now too."
At some point, you're going to have to.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get a couple more years out of me.
Okay. That's fair. Because, yeah, slowing down is not. I just fantasize about having enough money to retire.
Yeah, I'm older than you. I would like to get and I'm setting the date, well, anyway, the age, 67. That's when I would like to retire.
Okay. So, what's the countdown now?
I don't know. I need to do a countdown.
Like how, well, years. You know how many years it is.
2 years,
How many?
2.5 years.
Oh, okay. Okay. Man, I'm trying to Google a phrase and my Wi-Fi is not it's not a thing. So it's not doing it for me because it's being a punk. So I'm going to just a little bit early hit another button because I can, and maybe that'll like help my Google work faster.
Finding good help can be hard, but finding an assistant for our grooming business that understands grooming can seem impossible. Fear not, Internet Staffing Solutions are here to help. Founded by nationally certified master groomer Lisa Metz, they'll recruit, train, and manage pet care virtual assistants who understand the unique demands of groomers, vets, and pet industry professionals. Check them out at internetstaffingsolutions.com today.
So, why do we talk about work-life balance so much?
Because it's important to a well-rounded life and so that you don't get burnt out from your job,
Yeah.
right?
Well, honestly, it's not just burnt out from uh your job. It is burnt out because you can get, dude, I'm sorry you lost your toy under the desk. You're gonna have to goddamn deal with it. My dog's being a jerk face. Uh you can get burnt out on non-work related things because burnout was originally the phrase was originally coined by for caregivers who got burnt out from doing too much.
Yes. All right. It's that whole, stop, take a break, take care of yourself. Right. It's why when we fly on the planes, they tell you, put your mask on. If those masks drop, you put yours on first, and then you help people.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're no good, if you're damaged. And I think an important part of um of any life, um, of any life worth living well, is taking the time to take care of yourself, of your own personal needs. I mean, we're talking about this actually, joy in the workplace for the past, at the book club we just did, at the Healthy and Wealthy and Wise live stream this past week, discussing joy in the workplace, right? Because how many times do we repost on Facebook, all right, about someone's going home and they're crying, whether it's the groomer or it's the business owner. They're going home and they're crying. They're miserable. They're unhappy. And and that mentality, that's problematic because it feeds everything in your life, right? If you're unhappy going to work, all right, let's just say you're the business owner, okay? You're unhappy, you dread turning the key in the door in the morning, and you walk in and you're miserable and you haven't done anything. That feeds everything in the business, all right? Your staff now comes in, all right? Staff knows you're miserable, all right? Maybe you're miserable because they're miserable to you, and you're letting them get away with it because there's no boundaries, but that's another story. Okay.
Did I just appear butt first back on the
You
screen?
did. That was
Oh,
so
fun times. My dog just got a new toy that is now covered in my cat's hair because I just finished grooming my cat. And it was under the desk, and he was so intent on getting it. I'm like, he's going to destroy half of my office to get to this ridiculous thing.
right. So now clients walk in to drop off their pets, and now they're feeding off of your energy. It's miserable, miserable energy. Okay. The dogs and the cats in your care, smell those hormones on it, and everybody is not behaving well.
Oh, 100%. They can tell. And cats especially.
Right. But it's the poorly behaved owner, the poorly behaved groomers, the poorly behaved clients, the poorly behaved pets, all because they're feeding off of that same energy.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
too.
what was that?
I'd be crying too.
And something that is easy to overlook is you can have a tough day at work
Yeah.
and you can still go home and have a calm home and then be okay and be energized for the next day at work. But if stuff is going on at work and home, because that happens and
Yeah.
that will happen, that's when you need your coping mechanisms, and you need to your breathing or whatever it is you need to do to take care of yourself, whether it's just rephrasing things.
You know, family member, right?
Mhm.
Who for like the 40 plus years I've known her, right? Everywhere she works is a problem. Every single place is a problem. Okay.
So then the problem's with her, maybe.
Maybe. Okay. But she's miserable. She expects to be miserable. So she is miserable. She'll call my husband and they will talk, or she'll talk for like an hour, just ranting about everything that's going wrong in her life. And anytime my husband tries to like maybe give her like a suggestion, he don't know what she's talking about. He's just accepted the fact that he's a sounding board.
um
But
and
wait,
yet,
has not
and
figured.
this is your sister-in-law, you said? Yeah, that's also called a toxic family member. And if is she actively asking, or is she just complaining?
She's doing both, but she's not listening.
Okay, so she's an asshole.
Yeah.
So in case you've never heard that phrase, an asshole is someone who will repeatedly ask for your advice or they think you should do about something and then not do it.
Yeah.
No matter what you say over weeks or years. And it's fine. To me, it's fine to do it occasionally, because sometimes you need a sounding board and sometimes you need another person's opinion. Doesn't mean you have to take it.
Right.
But when it becomes a pattern, when this is just, oh yeah, here they are, they're going to ask me what to do, and just not take it, not take your advice, then they're just wasting your time.
Yes.
And that is just toxic, and you just stop answering them. Then it's,
So,
that's awful. Just listen,
yeah. Well,
or
I can,
not, if you can get away with it.
he can get away with it. But the last time he tried to like not have his full attention because he was playing a game on his phone, he fell off his chair.
Well, that's not her fault.
No, it's not her fault.
I wait, how?
Because it had wheels, chair with wheels on it.
Uh-huh.
And he reached over to grab something and tipped the chair over.
All right, so that has nothing to do with whether or not he was listening to her.
Yeah.
That was just unfortunate.
That was unfortunate.
That was
Yes.
unfortunate. And we are allowed to, even if it is family, not put up with that.
Yeah, well, none of my brothers call me with their problems.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you'll get from that, but they don't call me with their problems.
And on that note, we'll be back in seconds. Pet Edge is the pet professional's choice for supplies and equipment from top brands. Check their website for new products, sales, and special offers. For a limited time, save 5% off your order with promo code TRAVELER5. Find what you need to succeed at petedge.com. All right, so I know I speak and teach a lot about burnout, but it's gotten real personal because, as we discussed before recording, there's shit going on. And I had to do a hard sit down and listen to some of my own advice.
Yeah, and sometimes that can be really difficult to do.
Because I find it's really, really easy to tell other people that self-care isn't selfish. And then when it comes to me, I'm like, oof, no, I'm going to be selfish. I'm going to be selfish. I'm going to put on my own oxygen mask. I'm going to do something for me so that I can do all these other things that I need to do for other people. And you know what? Honestly, one of them was grooming my cat. I have two that need regular grooming. And yesterday I picked the girl up and went, your butt's a little unfortunate there. Let me take care of the little crusties on your bum bum. Because I actually had in my calendar for Sunday to groom both the cats.
Okay. I have to do that too. Like tomorrow, it's going to be nail cutting day in the Oquendo household.
Oh no.
Pray for all of us.
I'm sorry.
Well, Pooh Bear here, he'll be fine. I could do anything to him.
So Mary, I swear I'll make this relate to topic. How many of my cat's claws do you think I trimmed before I bathed her?
Before you bathe her?
Before I bathed her, before I put her in the water that she's not always a fan of.
My always go-to is to do the nails after the bath. Unless there was a reason I needed to do it before the bath.
Yeah, none. I trimmed none of her nails today. They have a lot of scratching posts, but they live with other cats and several dogs. And as long as they're not getting like caught on things, if they're getting caught on things, they're too long, I trim them. But she's got some great scratchers. They keep them down. And you can't even barely see I have an accidental scratches. She's a good kid because I trust her and I give her that respect. And bringing this back to topic, I changed it from something I have to do into this is a bonding experience with my pet I get to do.
All right, so nails will never be a bonding experience in my household.
Well, yeah.
Right? But I separate it from the bath. That I do for them.
Okay.
Right?
So it's only one stressful thing for them?
It's only one stressful thing for them. And the bath is not horrendously stressful, but nobody likes it. Right? So they get their bath. And then a couple days later, we'll hoist up the doggy lift, and that's because of Cecil.
Mm-hmm.
Right? and get their nails done. And it'll be either tomorrow or it'll be Friday. But I'm looking to do it tomorrow. We shall see how that goes.
Okay, that's solid. But yeah, break things down into little bites. And if both work and home is exploding at the same time, it's okay to just take some time. It's okay to get home and for a couple days have whatever's out of the freezer. Just do your basics, rest, recoup, gather your spoons.
Okay. Because it's gonna be it's really miserable to be miserable at work and be miserable at home.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. You can absolutely take all that bad juju at work and bring it home and it affect your home life.
Yeah.
So, solutions, okay, is if it's your business, all right, so sometimes you need to reevaluate, all right?
You have to look at, okay, is this a temporary thing or is this fixable?
You know, so if that's the case, sometimes you have to make hard decisions. I know somebody who is going back to being a single home-based groomer because the stress of having a shop and an employees was more than she can handle. And it's okay. I mean, I know for me personally, I generally have a good handle on what I can and I cannot do. I have a good handle on when I'm being ridiculous, or I have a good handle on my emotions and and how I'm behaving. Does that make sense?
It does. It does.
Right. So I generally know if I'm acting out of character. Okay. Um, and also know, which I've learned over the years, Chris, is how to set a boundary.
You know what? I've gotten decent at setting boundaries. However, what nobody talks about, to my knowledge, that I haven't run into, when we talk about setting boundaries, who do we need to set boundaries with and who is it acceptable to set boundaries with? Because I think that's what people have a problem with sometimes, where it's, all right, I'm going to set boundaries with my clients. I've got great boundary setting with my clients. Maybe not immediate family. Maybe that's what you need to work on. It's okay to set boundaries with family.
Yes. And I think because I went into the workforce or back into the workforce um, later in my life, and then again, because I was like, this is not working for me anymore, boundaries are going up and just right across the board. Boundary, 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 boundary. Not that I say that I haven't had, that I could have had better boundaries with clients and with some family, but I know how to set them, which is really a good skill. Somebody ought to do a class on just how to actually set a boundary and do, like, I don't know, like wordplay and practice and
It's tricky because it's different for every situation and every person, because not every technique that you use for setting boundaries is feasible for someone else. It just might not work for them, because if the thought of doing things a certain way or setting a boundary, XYZ exactly like this, that could give someone as much agita and as much internal turmoil as not setting the damn boundary in the first place.
okay. All right, but then especially if we're talking about family and you have that one family member who is loud and obnoxious and insists on that their opinions are now your opinions, right? How healthy is that even if you don't want to get in the middle of that because, I don't know, he's an uncle, he's a father, he's an aunt, he's a grandparent. because that's going to cause strife in the family. At what point do you say, I'm just not doing this anymore? I'm so worried about upsetting all the other members of the family, and I'm miserable. And I feel like I'm being bullied every time I go to a family event. At what point do you say, I can't do this anymore?
Yeah. And and I got to hit a button and then I will be back on that because I shocking to no one, have some opinions.
Okay.
I love being a house call groomer, but I hate doing laundry or worrying about asking my clients for fresh towels. Raypet has solved those problems for me with the Wet Pet disposable towel. Taking up much less space than traditional cotton towels and easy to wring out and reuse, these super soft, comfy, absorbent towels eliminate any cross-contamination concerns between pets, and now their new smaller washcloth size can even help those sensitive eye areas. Great for cleaning out wrinkles gently and thoroughly. Need to keep water bowls for your clients on hand that are easy to disinfect, but hate all the room traditional clanky metal bowls take up? Or just have a very active pet? Their collapsible silicone bowl comes with an aluminum D-ring hook that can be attached to your pet's leash or anywhere else in your van for easy storage. You can get one by itself or in their handy travel kit, along with a set of 3 tick removers and 1 small wet pet towel. So stop by their website to check it out, raypet.net, and tell them the Traveling Groomers sent you. So when it comes to setting boundaries with family, it is some of the absolute hardest things you will ever do in your life. And I'm not even going to play like it's easy, because it's not. What it is a long-term investment in yourself. Because we all know, like, all right, working out. We know temporary pain and sweat and discomfort for the long-term goal of whatever you want. You just want to get into better shape, better health, look better, feel better, lose weight, any of those things. You know it's not going to happen immediately at one workout session, as much as I love if that were true. It's the same thing with setting boundaries with toxic family members. It sucks. It's hard. But in the long term, that stress that will be lifted off of you once they finally get the hint and stop calling you for advice, right, Mary?
Okay. One of the best boundaries my husband and I ever set when we first got married, and understand I'm a Scorpio, he's a Leo. This can be a really loud household, and we're both correct.
Oh, absolutely. Oof.
So we didn't need other things to fight on. All right. So the best boundary we ever set is that when it comes to his family, I have no saying, no bearing. Nothing that I say matters. The only thing that matters is how he handles his family. But the same token, same way with me. He makes no decisions as far as me and my brothers. If I ask for advice is one thing, but he doesn't offer advice. And we said those are real, and those are two of the best boundary we set. Probably why we're still married.
Yeah. Yep.
So
And sorry, I'm just trying to remember when my dad's birthday was, and I'm like, was my dad a Scorpio? Is that a thing? That would explain so much.
well, we're always correct, Chris.
Yes, except I'm a Taurus, and I will just sit here and quietly go, "Oh, you think you're right. That's so wrong and cute of you."
Okay.
Because yeah. Oh, you're also a Scorpio, huh?
Yeah.
That makes all the sense. That makes all the sense.
All right. But when it came time for me to set boundaries then with my brothers, all right, that was something I had to do because I was getting tired of being walked all over by them, being the oldest girl in the family. And, it's always the girl that handles all the things and does all the family dinners. And no, I'm not still salty over all that, but, boundaries, boundaries are really good. There's a reason they say fences make good neighbors.
Yes, good fences make good neighbors.
All right.
Yep.
And here's the thing, what I'm going to say about why it's important to set boundaries. Because like my relationship with one of my brothers is gone. Forget it. We will never get that back. Okay. And that's because I didn't set that boundary with him when I should have. Okay.
Yeah.
And by the time I said it, it really pissed him off when I should have would have done. Yeah.
I know nothing about that. Nothing.
So I
Did the
could
sarcasm just drip visibly?
and I could have continued to be the good girl and suck it up when I saw him. But you know what? I got tired of it. It wasn't in my mental health to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. My other two brothers, eh, you know, you talk, whatever.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I yeah, I was never as super close to my siblings except the one that's not with us anymore. So yeah, I get it. I get it. It's rough. Because
So
you want to be there for your family, but you got to take care of yourself to do that.
yes. Okay. You know what? And not every family has where the members are interested in your well-being.
And that's the hard pill to swallow.
It is. All right. So I'm not telling you to go dump your family because they disagree with you. But what I am telling you is to set boundaries with your family. If your family, if underneath it's still strong, boundaries will reinforce it.
I swear I vacuumed after I groomed my cat.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But she's a long hair cat and I was fluff drying and combing. So I vacuumed and now stuff is just settling.
Yeah. You blew a lot of hair around is what you
I
did.
blew a whole lot of hair around and I knew she was done when I couldn't keep my eyes open because all of a sudden it all went in my eyeballs.
No eye protection, Chris?
I had glasses. I have glasses, but I did not wear the goggles. I had the mask, but I did not wear my secondary eye protection of mascara.
Okay.
What it does, what I have found is that it gets caught. Yes, it gets caught in the mascara, but it gets caught in the eyelashes and it's easier to pull out so it doesn't go directly in your eyes.
Okay.
Because I had the damnedest time getting it out of my eyeballs. But if I'd had mascara on, God damn it, that wouldn't have been
You
as much an issue.
know how much hair we probably have behind our eyeballs?
If I could guarantee that my body would be used for this specific purpose, I would donate my body to science to check how much hair is behind my eyeballs and in my lungs. If I could guarantee that that's what they would do. But a lot of times when you donate your body, they're like, "Okay, thanks, bye."
Yeah, basically. Bye.
Okay, thanks, bye. No, hey, what you doing with that? None of your business.
Don't
You
worry.
don't want to know. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we're gonna throw you into a pig farm to see how the pigs digest you, or bury you so the cadaver dogs can find you.
And we're That
Yep.
was a stunning example of pot calling kettle black in the middle of things, because I hopefully will have done some editing. But my mom just called. Now, my mom's bedtime is around 8 o'clock at night, 8:30, 9 late. It is currently 10:05 p.m. East Coast time. So while if this was earlier in the day, I have learned to set the boundary of she calls me for non-emergencies all the time. But this was so far outside of her normal time. I'm like, let me answer that just in case. But it was shocking, not an emergency. But it was 2 minutes out of my life as opposed to me worrying about it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
And I'm like, we're almost done. We're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. It's almost time to hit that last commercial of the day. What were we talking about exactly? Setting boundaries?
Setting boundaries with family members.
Setting boundaries with family members. That was hysterical. And if I'd have called her and said, call me at this time, it wouldn't have been more perfect. But I have been learning to set better boundaries with her. And I'm going to talk about gentle boundaries
Sometimes
when we get back. But yeah.
Hanvey engineering isn't just for mobile groomers. I have loved my Hanvey equipment for years before I even thought of getting a mobile van, and I wouldn't want to groom without my Bathing Beauty and hair vac. With every piece of equipment in their van and outside of it having its own QR code linked to troubleshooting tips and fixes, these low-maintenance workhorses turn potential roadblocks into mere speed bumps. Check them out yourself at hanvey.com.
So what I mean by gentle boundaries is what I'm doing with Mom. And I know she depends on me for a lot. She leans on me for a lot. But when so many different people lean on you for different things, that can be heavy. So 9 out of 10 times what I've done, and you can ask Mindy, I've been working real hard on this. I've been working on letting it go to voicemail. And then if it's important, she will leave me a message and I will figure it out. But seeing as this was so far out of the normal time for her, I'm like, this could be an issue. Let me answer. Shocking, it was not. So shocked.
Okay. You have to also take family members. You can't group all your family members into the same boat.
Correct.
Okay. Sometimes, and I'm not even gonna say like, your mother was not a toxic mom. Was she?
We had our issues. Let's just say we had our issues. I don't know if I would call her a toxic mom. I know a lot worse. So
Yeah. So the point is, yeah, I was a teenager too, and I had issues with my mother. Okay. But she was not toxic, did not grow up with a toxic mom. My father, on the other hand, that might be a little questionable, but not my mother. Okay. And for a couple of years we didn't speak because I felt she crossed the line with me. When I'm really glad that I made up with her. We had a good relationship towards the end. So sometimes like that has to be taken into consideration as well too. Because if you draw a hard line in the sand and
then you don't enforce it, then all other lines become crossable because you didn't enforce that hard line you set. So that's what I meant by gentle boundaries. Sometimes you're like, let me just.
But sometimes also setting a hard boundary um, may end up backfiring you as well too. So
You
take
know,
family
it
members one at
depends.
a time and decide who needs a boundary, who needs a gentle boundary, and who needs a really, really hard, not even a fence, a stone wall.
They need a moat with alligators and like a castle wall with
Yeah, yeah.
trebuchets. No, dude, I'm not getting it for you a second time. You're gonna have to
That's
wait
the
now.
boundary I have with one of my brothers. It's the moat filled with alligators,
Alligators,
castle
archers up on the battlements,
up on on the battlements. Yeah. If I lower the gate, I'm lowering it on him.
on just on top of him, smush,
The smoosh.
smush.
But
Yeah.
at the same time, I'm okay with that boundary.
Yes. And that you have to be okay with. And that comes to your clients as well, because you have to go at a certain point, am I okay with losing this client? And am I going to do that in a way that is still professional and polite? And when they give that Yelp review, if it is go, because everybody's like concerned about that now. And I get it. I get it, because we are such an internet focused social media Yelp. We're so focused on that it's very easy for one or two people to just trash your reputation online. So I'm not saying don't fire people because you're afraid of that. What I'm saying is make sure you do things in a way that if all of your conversations with the client were screenshot and put online, that you would still come across as a polite professional and they would come across as a crazy person.
Yes.
Basically.
And and if you have trouble with that, I had to fire a client who really pissed me off. And it was a bad winter and it was snowing and it was just like rescheduling people left and right. And this was really before text, maybe in and around text. But anyway, I called her up and I said, I got to reschedule again. She got really mad. Okay. Like she's like, this is the third time. I'm like, yeah, it's the third time for you, the third time for a lot of people. you know? And she wasn't very nice about it. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm done. And so I didn't send the first email I wrote.
Same goes for text, y'all. Don't just fire off a text and hit send. Just,
Yeah,
just look at it. Look at it for a minute.
you know.
Look at
And
it. Screenshot. Send
she
it to
got,
somebody level-headed.
she got the fifth email. Because each one was just a little bit more. The first one, Chris, it was 4 words.
Was it F off and
Yeah, and you're fired.
see, that's politer than I was even thinking.
No, no, no. It was F you, you're
You're
fired.
fired.
So the fifth email. But anyway, run things by people. All right. Before you send off that angry text, which you probably are very justified in doing, take a step back. Um, and that was before I was really a lot on social media. So there's groups, there's tactful communications for pet professionals, and then there's unmoderated tactful communication.
Ooh.
Yeah, for pet professionals. They will help you write a professional text or email to send out.
Mm-hmm. And what's great about that is if you don't have to send it like that second, you'll get a bunch of, then you can like go, okay, I like this answer and I like this, and I can put all of these things together and I'm going to sound so polite and professional and polished. Yes. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Taking your time and making informed decisions for your mental health and your business's mental health.
And she had 2 easy dogs, by the way. I still fired her.
Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. If you're mean uh and have difficult dogs, then you're just not getting your dogs groomed. I don't know. I don't know. That's just seems unfortunate.
All right, Chris.
Yeah, it is about that time. So, guys, we will see you next week. Don't let anyone tell you that setting boundaries is easy, because it can be very difficult, but you will be grateful for it down the road. All right. And safe travels. Well, that was fun, but now it's time to head home. We hope you enjoyed listening as much as we enjoyed chatting with you. If there are any topics you'd like us to discuss or guests you want to see join us on this crazy road trip of ours, let us know in the Traveling Groomers Facebook page. Don't forget to thank our sponsors. And see you next week, guys. Safe travels.